Catherine Doyle was an 8-year-old student at St. Mary's Primary School in Killarney, Ireland during the autumn of 1952. Completely ordinary, a quiet girl who preferred drawing to playing with other children. Until October 14th, when she spoke a sentence that made her teacher collapse to the floor. A sentence containing information that no living person outside one confessional booth could possibly know. Catherine lived with her parents above their hardware shop on Main Street. Her teacher, and Murphy, described her as pleasant but withdrawn, often staring at people as if listening to something we couldn't hear. Her father called her his little dreamer. Father Thomas O'Brien, who taught her catechism, noted she was unremarkably devout, with no unusual interest in religious matters. 3 witnesses, 1 portrait. A normal child in a town of 7,000 where everyone knew everyone. The first incident occurred on October 14, 1952, at 2:17 p.m. in and Murphy's classroom. 23 students were practicing arithmetic when Catherine stood abruptly and walked to her teacher's desk. Without prompting, she said, "Miss Murphy, your brother didn't drown by accident. He was running from what he did to that girl in Tralee." And Murphy fainted. Her brother had drowned in 1947. The assault in Tralee was known only to the victim, who died in 1950, and to the brother himself, who'd confessed it drunk to a priest the night before his death, Father O'Brien, who was standing in the doorway when Catherine spoke. 2 weeks later, on October 29th, Catherine's mother found her in their shop speaking to elderly Mr. Brennan about his granddaughter. But the voice wasn't Catherine's. It was higher, younger, with a distinct Cork accent Catherine had never heard. "Granda, you need to forgive yourself. The fire wasn't your fault." Mrs. Doyle watched Mr. Brennan turn white and flee. His granddaughter had died in a house fire in Cork in 1949. He'd been smoking in bed and always believed he'd caused it. Catherine had never met the girl. When asked what happened, Catherine said simply, she wanted him to know. The phenomena escalated. On November 3rd, Catherine told the postman details about his stillborn daughter's appearance, information he'd shared with no one. On November 8th, she spoke to Dr. Margaret Walsh in her deceased husband's exact voice, using his private nickname for her. 12 documented incidents in 3 weeks, each containing impossible information, each delivered with unsettling certainty. Dr. James Fitzgerald, a child psychiatrist from Dublin, examined Catherine on November 19th. He spent 6 hours with her, conducting cognitive tests and interviews. His report noted no signs of psychosis, fabrication, or learned behavior. Subject demonstrates access to information with 0 possible sources. Patient shows elevated temporal lobe activity during episodes, but patterns don't match any known seizure disorder. He recommended immediate hospitalization. Her parents refused. On November 27, 1952, Catherine disappeared during morning mass. 14 witnesses, including Father O'Brien, reported she stood during consecration and said in a voice not her own, "They're all waiting, and they won't stop calling until I answer." She walked toward the altar and vanished. A month-long search found nothing. The case was closed as a runaway. Her bedroom showed no signs of packing. For 73 years, no medical or scientific framework has explained how an 8-year-old accessed information locked in confessionals, private memories, and the minds of the dead. Have you ever known something you couldn't possibly know? Subscribe to explore more cases where human consciousness defies explanation. Remember, some children see what we've learned to ignore.